Truth. Ideals. Two seemingly polar opposites, yet they share one thing in common. We as people seek them. It seems that mankind's search for these two ideologies will never end. We hunger for understanding and closure, so we seek the truth. We thirst for a better tomorrow and to better ourselves, so we seek our ideals. At times there will be conflict with one while the other is satisfied. As we gain understanding, at times we must recognize that our own wants may not come to fruition. Our deepest desires may be hindered by the inevitability that is reality. How can we balance getting what we desire and what is law? Or must we find peace in knowing that the two will forever fight for supremacy? This is a discussion on truth and ideals. Pokemon Black and White were released in Japan on September 18th, 2010, and released in North America on March 4th, 2011, to begin what would be referred to as the 5th generation of Pokemon. I was 14 at the time, and I remember some other kids at our local pool talking about which of the new starters they would choose from. I had loved the franchise since I was 5 or so the thought of a new Pokemon in a brand new land to explore truly fascinated me. However, I didn't have a Nintendo DS at the time, so I could not play it. Most of my friends at the time that had DSs, well, they didn't have the game either, so I was out of luck. For the time, I could only dream of the adventures I would one day have in the Unova region. It wasn't until much later that I had the opportunity to play Black and White for myself. Right away, I could tell that these games were special. However, what stood out to me the most was not the Pokemon, nor the beautiful scenery, but the message of the game. Never before had a video game made me pause to think of my own values and views on life the way that Black and White had done. And to this day, I still consider them to be one of the most important games I have ever played. The story begins in a small New Vema town, where we meet with our friends, the honest Charon and the flighty Bianca. We are given a special Pokemon to begin our journey, and not much later, we are off to accomplish our dreams of gaining strength and become the Pokemon champion. So far, these games aren't too different from previous titles in the series. However, that comes to a screeching halt when we meet the mysterious Getsis. He says, "I'm sure most of you believe that we humans and Pokemon are partners that have come to live together because we want and need each other. However, is that really the truth? Have you ever considered that perhaps we humans only assume that is the truth? Pokemon are subject to the selfish commands of trainers. They get pushed around when they are our partners at work. Can anyone say with confidence that there is no truth in what I'm saying?" I truly was astounded at this remark. True, the idea that I was pushing around my friends and partners did give me pause, but something that radiated with me far more was this. Everything that I was taught about something was coming into question. Everything I was told to accept as truth was being scrutinized by another's ideals. And the truth is, what they said did have some merit. This video game and the world that I was playing was fake. However, in that moment, I realized a very important real-life lesson. Truth exists, and our ideals may shape the way we may perceive it. For example, in the game, the truth is that Pokemon are living beings, and our view of them as either friends in whom we journey with and grow closer to, or tools that we use to get closer to our selfish desires, are all depending on our end goal, or our ideal future. For another example, in the exceptional Marvel movie Black Panther, and just as a fair heads up, I'm probably going to mispronounce all of these names, I apologize. The late King T'Chaka is revealed to have killed his brother, N'Jobu, after it is confirmed that N'Jobu is trying to share Wakandan technology to people of African descent to help them in the ongoing struggles of discrimination and unequal rights. It is at this point that the king tries to cover up his actions by lying, saying that N'Jobu simply left, and the king left behind his nephew to help maintain this lie. The nephew of King T'Chaka would grow up to be known as Eric Killmonger Stevens. Even though Killmonger is seen as the antagonist of the film, it cannot be helped but to emphasize with the character, even if it is just a little bit. What his uncle had done was wrong. There's no mistake about it. Killmonger's goals in sharing Wakandan technology to free people from bondage is also something that anyone would and should see as a good thing. One cannot simply say that his want for justice isn't understandable and his goals aren't lofty. The truth of the matter was that King T'Chaka had made a horrible mistake in abandoning his nephew. Nothing could change what had happened. Killmonger was arguably justified in his anger. In his ideal future, Killmonger would ascend the throne of Wakanda, bring to light the heinous crimes of his uncle, and continue his father's mission in the aid for those in need. That in of itself is not evil. However, what does make Killmonger the antagonist is the way that he carries out his ideals. From murder, harming others, stealing, and seeking justice through anger, Killmonger's ideals are seen as barbaric and wrong, even though their roots are justifiable and good. We live in a world where it is easy to say that something is right or something is wrong. However, because we are imperfect beings, we constantly live in gray areas. Though there may be laws of truth and irreversible facts, our perception and ideals make us live in these gray areas that make us question if what we're doing is right or wrong. It should go without saying that if we truly try to live good lives, we would be happier and the world would be a better place because of it. In saying this, we need to recognize that our idealistic good might not match someone else's good. People may look and scorn at us for our honest efforts to do right. This is because their definition of doing right might not match ours. Remember that we are all from different walks of life. It would be wrong of us to judge other people for how they do things. That being said, this does not mean evil does not exist and people aren't capable of it. Remember, the truth is, if there is good, there has to be evil. If someone is doing something intentionally wrong, then that is wrong. That is truth. This is why I say that we should all try to live the best lives we can. Don't intentionally hurt or belittle, for that truly is wrong. Intention really is everything. Herein lies why discovering truth is so important while creating and reaching for our ideals. If we're not careful, we could end up doing something wrong, though we will make mistakes, and inevitably will slip up every now and again. It is better that we become well-versed in what is right and wrong, and how to go about achieving a good ideal with those truths. Truth is defined as the quality or state of being true. Ideals are defined as a principle to be aimed at. Discovering the truth and reaching ideals, though simple in writing, can be difficult to do harmoniously. However, it is my belief that in doing so, we can truly become our better selves. Hey everybody, thank you so very much for watching this video. I know that it's really different than some of the other videos that I've made in the past, but I hope that you guys liked it all the same. Now, I just want to reiterate that everything that I talked about in this video is completely 100% my thoughts alone. And if you disagree with it, that's totally fine. I mean, we all have our own opinions on things. I would love to hear what your opinions are in the comments down below. Just remember that in reading other people's comments or hearing other people's opinions on things, just remember that everyone comes from different walks of life and we all have different opinions on things. So just remember to be respectful to anybody else that leaves their opinion, because leaving opinions can lead to vulnerability, and I want this to be a safe discussion where people can feel safe about leaving their ideas and yeah, things like that. As you can tell, this is a very unscripted part of the video. Yeah, once again, big thank you to everyone that's been watching this, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next video.